Hello everyone, this is Swarmlord39 of the Almost Cool group. So, for those who are looking forward to my next Supreme Commander Forged Alliance video, I apologize, I still haven't figured out what is causing that odd stuttering, and until I can figure that out, I'm going to put that on hold. Again, sorry, I will do my best to get that back up as soon as possible. But in the meantime, I'm going to do a run-through of another campaign of an older favorite of mine, known as Freelancer. Now, this game is almost a couple decades old at this point. Okay, maybe not decades, but it was made for like the Windows, like old Windows 98 or earlier. And it is a fantastic game. I still play it every once in a while, and the fact that I managed to get it to work on a Windows 10 computer shows how relatively robust it is. This game could be considered a sequel to an even older game known as Wing Commander, but it's unofficial sequel at best. And the creator Freelancer is actually in the middle of creating what he calls the spiritual successor to Freelancer. Basically what he wanted to do with Freelancer, but never really had the tech and money to do. So, do a quick run through in the background. A couple hundred years in the future, humanity spread throughout the solar system, and then there was a civil war. One side known as the Coalition managed to get the upper hand in the war, and the people from the Alliance decided, instead of just letting everything loose, they would send out some colony ships way out there and hope to start over. Freelancer takes place a couple hundred years after said colony ships landed in what is known as the Sirius sector. Out of the 5 colony ships, 4 made it, and they each became one of the 4 great houses: Liberty, Bretonia, Kasari, and Rhineland. Which, if you can figure it out, Liberty is basically American, Bretonia is England, Kasari is Japan, and Rhineland is Germany. So it takes place in space with various bits of technology, most of which you don't really need to have described for the gameplay. But yeah, so we can get into the rest of that as we go along. So another thing I'm going to try and do is even if it takes a while, I'm going to try and start cutting down on time per video. Even if the recording sessions go on for a while, so because I realized how much of a pain it might be to try to sit through a 2-hour video. So yeah. Anyway, let's get started. There will be several cutscenes in this game, and I'm not going to try to skip them. I'll try to do my best to also avoid talking over when there are actual important bits. I played this enough that I can probably figure it out. And yeah, let's get to it. Oh, right, several of the cutscenes are going to be several minutes long, so warning you ahead of time.
Roger that. All systems show green. SA-14, you're cleared for departure.
Acknowledge, Freeport 7. We'll see you in about 2 weeks.
SA-14, we're picking up unknown contacts on long-range sensors. We're dispatching a fighter wing to escort you out of the system. Godspeed.
Navy Command, this is Freeport 7. We're picking up some strange readings on the long-range sensors.
Alert! Unknown ships have breached the defense perimeter. Man all stations!
So how's that for a start?
President Jacoby has asked the LSF to investigate the sudden destruction of Freeport 7. No word yet on whether it was accidental or a deliberate attack. The first handful of survivors arrived on Manhattan this morning.
We're here for medical. Is there anyone seriously injured?
One. Inside. Sure he lives. He owes me some credits.
Your concern is touching. We'll do everything we can. It may take a while.
Officially, the Liberty Security Force maintains there is no proof Freeport 7's destruction was deliberate, but sources inside the LSF say they suspect the dangerous criminal organization, the Order. We will keep you up to date as the story develops.
So, that was just the introduction cinematic. Personally, I found it was fantastic, especially considering how old it was. So, I'm going to go over a bit. So, the guy in the brown coat talked about the other guy owing him some credits. That there is Edison Trent, and that is, for the duration of the campaign, you. So, I can get up right here. There's something known as neural log. It will tell you like what your mission objective is, but it'll also give you a log of what his viewpoint is. And I'm not going to go through and read it because they update really fast and can be really long. So, yeah. But long story short, he's a guy from Bretonia. He was attempting to get rich quick out in the area known as the Border Worlds, aka the worlds between each of the major houses. He managed to find a decent sale for his ore shipment on the station that you saw, Freeport 7, with the guy you saw on the that was with the head wound and whatnot. Right as they signed that deal, however, for I think it was 1 million credits, then the attack that you saw happened. They managed to get to the escape pod, and yeah, they're here now. So we're gonna go follow the mission and get right into it and head straight for the bar. Note there's going to be a lot of cinematics at first and towards the end. After this first mission, there should be a lot fewer cinematics. So yeah.
A Sidewinder Fang.
All we have is Liberty Ale, friend.
Fine.
Her name's Junko Zane. She's a tough one.
Oh, why's that?
She's LSF. All business. If it's a job you're wanting, that is. On the other hand, if you're looking for something more...
Well, the only thing I'm looking for right now is this drink.
I know you.
No, I don't think so.
The news. I saw your face on the news. You're one of the Freeport 7 survivors, aren't you?
Yeah.
I heard it was pretty bad out there. You know, you're lucky to be alive.
Huh.
This one's on me, friend. It's the good stuff.
Why?
Because it's not every day a man has the chance to start again, huh? To your good fortune and liberty, sir.
Well, it can't get any worse. Thanks.
Alrighty, so this will give a bunch of... So I'll go over the bits and pieces that you guys might need to know, but for now it's... You have the different areas you can go to on a planet or a station or whatever. You have the job board, the news board. News board doesn't generally have things you need to look at.
All the news that's fit for you. This is the Colony News Service.
But it does have some things that, during the course of the campaign, it will have what are known as mission critical news. In reality, they're not really mission critical, but it will let you know, like, generally what's happening that is directly affecting the campaign. The rest of the stuff is all there, whether or not you're playing the campaign or not. It will be there whenever you're on this planet. Well, okay, not entirely. There will be occasional world news and whatnot, like this one, that are actually campaign critical, but once you get down towards the end of the list, like this one, and this one, and so on, you can usually tell by it'll have a name with a double dash in front of it. If it doesn't, that generally means it's from the campaign. So at the moment, these little text bubbles means there are various rumors and whatnot. And rumors are either, again, things are much like the news. They're things that are telling news bits and pieces that are directly affected by the campaign, or just random bits of news that are pre-programmed in the game. This, however, means that it is a mission-critical talk, and so, since we don't have anything else to do, we'll go right to it.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't have nearly enough people.
Junie, the environment has changed. Well, with groups like the Order taking more and more liberties, indeed now threatening our profits, some in the government feel that we need to increase our patrols in these areas.
You, Junko Zane?
Yes?
I believe you have business to discuss.
Wait!
I will leave this matter in your capable hands.
Sorry. The bartender said you work for the Liberty Security Force.
And who do you work for, Mr.
Trent. I work for myself.
What kind of ship do you have?
I lost mine. On Freeport 7.
I see. Are you staying in Liberty long?
I've got a friend who was injured in the attack. He's in medical. I'll be staying at least until he's released.
Well, as it happens, I could use a good freelancer, Mr. Trent. I'll be in the equipment room later. You can meet me there. Oh, and if we are going to work together, call me Junie.
Alrighty. So I will tell you that we are not going to immediately start off with a powerhouse of a ship. So you're not going to be, so you won't be uber surprised. It's going to be a piece of crap. But then it's the beginning. What do you expect? You can't even actually fly the ship. It's that crappy.
Hello?
I'm pleased to see you. Are you ready to work for the LSF, Mr. Trent?
It's just Trent. And yeah, I'm here to see what you have to offer.
Well, I found this ship for you. It's very basic, and you won't have jump access yet, but it should be good enough for now. This assignment will be easy. All you have to do is babysit a convoy of food and medical supplies. You'll be hooking up with the escort CO King. I'll tell him to expect you. That is, of course, if you're interested.
So, our mission objective, as far as we know, sometimes these change mid-mission, for the campaign, basic missions down. So, we are to escort a convoy of food and medical supplies from Fort Bush to a mining colony on planet Pittsburgh. Mission Commander Michael King is waiting to rendezvous in space near the Manhattan docking ring. It's classified as a low-risk mission with possible pirate attacks, and we get 2,000 credits. Now, quick bit of info. So, the docking ring is how you get to and from a planet. You can't just land on a planet. You have to go through a docking ring. If you try to go any other way, and you will just blow up. She mentioned jump access. There are different planetary systems, and to get between each planetary system, you have to use jump gates, or you have to find jump holes, which, according to like the lore and whatnot of the game, require a certain state called being phase aligned in order to work. But the reality of it is in the game, unless you're in a campaign mission that won't let you go through there. You can go anytime. But anyway, let's go ahead and accept it.
Sounds good. I'm in.
Good, better get going. I'll have your ship moved immediately. All you'll have to do is go to the landing pad and launch. King will be waiting for you near the docking ring in space, okay? I'll see you when you get back.
Thanks.
Alrighty, so this is just some more basic information and whatnot. Let's see, I could have sworn I had like 500 credits. Yeah, I've got like 500 credits, and because... Oh, wait. Now I think actually I want to save that, because I'll run to the equipment room real quick and show you how much everything costs. The cheapest gun I can buy, what is known as a Class 1 gun, costs 500. And that's not a good thing. Although, actually, you know what? I think I'll just buy another one of these. It would be better to have one more gun. Especially since, again, these are the weakest. They're among the weakest. And while if you might notice on the stats, this lava blade gun is a lot faster. You'll notice the projectile speed is slower, as is the fire rate, and the energy usage is a lot higher. I'll explain a little bit more on those, or I'll explain it now. So, range is obviously how far they can shoot. Projectile speed is how fast they go. The slower it goes means the easier it is to dodge it. Generally, this is a plasma gun, and plasma guns are very slow, but they deal a lot more damage. So generally they're good at firing at something that's heading straight towards you, so they have less of a chance to dodge. Refire rate just means how fast it goes. The lower the number, or the worse it is. As such, it's like, I'm not sure what exactly it means, but that might be like how many times it fires per second. So, and then energy usage. Your ships have a certain like energy, like a reactor for gunfire, and it has a certain amount of regeneration and whatnot. I might just be able to find it in the player status. Not the player status. Shoot. Here? Yes. Okay, down here. So, oh wait, no, never mind. It doesn't actually say. Okay, but like it'll say like optimal weapon class versus max weapon class. So this one can generally handle class 1 weapons without any sort of problem. But if you put on the max ones, it can fire, but it will eventually run out of energy, which will significantly lower the amount you can fire. So maxing out the guns on a ship means you have to be careful on how often you fire it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get the mission started. Alrighty, this is just a recap. So,
you must be Trent. I'm King, the CO of this mission. I contacted the lead transport of the convoy. They've completed pre-launch checks and are ready to go. Should be an easy run from here to Fort Bush and then on to Pittsburgh. Ready?
It's good to meet you, King. Is that a Rhineland cruiser?
That's the Donau, Admiral Schultzky's flagship. He's visiting Manhattan to attend a high-level meeting with President Jacoby. Keep your distance.
Newark Station, this is RNC Donau, requesting clearance to dock with your station. Over.
Affirmative, Donau. You are cleared for docking point 6. Liberty welcomes you and Admiral Schultzky. Donau, be advised, we're picking up unknown contacts. Advise caution.
Understood, Newark. All escorts, power up weapons.
Affirmative. Ready to engage.
Roger. Tracking incoming ships. Unidentified ships. This is Newark Station. You are entering restricted space. Alter course at once or we will open fire.
Newark, do not interfere. We're here to protect the President. Schultzky is a traitor.
Red alert. The Donau is hit. Launch all rescue and defensive units. All other fighters engage enemy ships.
All escorts, open fire.
No!
Oh my God.
So, I'm just jumping right in. It tells you the basics of combat and whatnot. I already know all this, so I'm just going ahead and I'll tell you the basics. You have a ship speed down here. You have that shows how fast you can go. You can temporarily increase it by using thrusters. You have nanobots, which can increase your health, signified by the red bar right there. You have shield batteries, which can increase your shield health. Shield health naturally regenerates, hull does not, and the yellow bar is the available power. As you notice, the more I fire, the more it goes down. Anyway, so, let's continue.
Damn it! They blew up the Donau! Newark, this is LSF Patrol Gamma 6. Engaging enemy!
Confirmed, Gamma 6.
The order will pay for this. Escort wing, fire at will.
Understood. Targeting all enemy ships.
Trent, we can't let them get away. Engage the enemy.
We'll note that the AI on this is not...
We need reinforcements.
Interceptors are en route. The Colorado and its escort are inbound.
Okay, so as I was saying, the AI on this is not nearly as good as it could be. again, given the age of it, it's not surprising. And it does do fairly well. I just think
that was the last one, Newark.
Oh. Okay, so I just think that the biggest problem with the AI is the fact that very often you'll get friendly fire, whether or not you're the one hitting the friendlies or you're being hit by friendlies. And if they hit you a crap ton, they don't give a darn. If you hit them a crap ton, they will eventually turn on you, and on a campaign mission, that will immediately fail you, I believe. And it's just one of the things I get most frustrated about.
Confirmed. No more enemy contacts.
Alright, just tractor during the
We
loop.
read you. Radar is clear. SAR, report. Did you pick up any survivors?
Negative, Newark. We're continuing our sweep.
I apparently got construction
All utility
machinery.
ships in the area. Scan for survivors. All other vessels, return to normal duty, but stay alert.
Trent, there's nothing more we can do here. The transports are waiting at Fort Bush. I've uploaded a waypoint to your neural net. Just fly toward it.
Acknowledged, SAR.
Alrighty.
Return to base.
So we'll enter cruise mode. Cruise mode means...
How did they get this close to Manhattan without being detected? First Freeport 7, and now this. It's getting out of control. Alright, we've reached the trade lane. Engaging activation sequence. Trent, you go first.
So, let's go through and explain that. So when it says weapons are offline, it's very obvious. Cruise mode is the fastest, like free flight you can go into. Trade lanes here are direct lines. They're a lot faster than cruise mode. They go in a specific direction, and they usually have something at either end. Whether or not that something is friendly depends on, well, you. There are reputations with different factions and whatnot, and over the course of the game, the more you help out some, the less others like you and whatnot. So, but for now, we don't have to worry about that too much.
Doc.
Activation sequence completed. Lane jump initiated. This is it, Trent. This is one of the major arteries through Manhattan space. We're only taking it as far as Fort Bush. If we kept going, we'd reach the jump gate to the Colorado system.
Why? Due to day mechanics, but we'll ignore that.
Transport leader, this is LSF Patrol Gamma 6. We're here to escort you to Pittsburgh, over.
Roger, Gamma 6, this is the USV Brant. Pre-launch checks have been completed.
Trent, take up a position near the transport. Use the formation maneuver to link up with the convoy.
Check. This is Transport Leader. All ships are in position and we show green status. We heard the news about Schultzky. What happened?
The planetary defense grid was offline and the Order managed to break through. They took out the Donau with their first missile salvo. We never had a chance to stop them. Looked like the Order was determined to keep Schultzky from meeting the President. Hard to believe that this could happen. We better get going.
Let's hope for the best. Several convoys have come under attack in recent weeks. The rogue problem has gotten out of control in this area.
Don't worry, that's why we're here.
Activation sequence completed. Lane jump initiated.
So, real quick, formation means that I just follow the leader. Pretty simple.
Looking good so far.
Oh.
Alert! Trade lane disruption detected.
Formation lost.
So, yeah, that's giving me a heads up on this, because this is the first fight where you can definitely die if you don't try. So, as you notice, train lanes can be disrupted like that. In gameplay, AIs are actually pretty crappy at it unless they're set up ahead of time. If you watch the actual enemies shoot at the trade lanes, they generally miss, and I have no idea why they're that bad at it. If you ever play multiplayer, however, players can do that and can raid shipping or other players, depending on how it goes. It makes it can make even the safest trade routes incredibly dangerous.
Damn it! Trent, get your weapons ready. This could get rough. There! Rogues! Trent, break and attack! We've got to keep them away until the trade lane comes back up.
So, up at the top near where I have the formations and whatnot, you might occasionally see like a flashing yellow circle with a line and 2 dots in it. That means that I have someone who's directly behind me. Not much I can really do about it, but it does mean that I can try to take some maneuvers to avoid being shot. And this is a nice way to, and even if it's not the best, even if it's not the best, at least it's a good way to figure out if in this fight, luckily their weapons don't do an exceptionally large amount of shield damage, but in some fights you will have enemies that do a lot of shield damage really fast. So it's a very good idea in those cases to be able to maneuver if you're being tailed.
Last one. We better get out of here before more of them show up.
Couldn't agree more. The trade lane is back up. Let's... Wait! Radar shows new targets. Gamma 6, we have to make a run for it!
We'll cover you. This is gonna be close, but I think we can make it without another fight. Everybody stay on course. Trent, do not engage the pirates. We have to get the convoy out of here.
So yeah, you might have noticed I'm just shooting these little floating bits of junk. Certain areas have mineable resources in it. So, I'm not going to spoil this, but it's very obvious we're going to get away at this point. We're good. We have escaped the pirates.
We made it! Everybody in one piece?
Barely. That was close. Thanks for getting us here in one piece, Gamma 6. We almost didn't make it.
A situation we're soon to fix. The rogues were better equipped than we expected, but we got what we came for. Thanks for playing the bait.
Now it's your turn to reel them in, King. We're gonna unload our cargo. Remember our bargain.
I'm transferring the payment to your neural net account.
Understood. Transport leader out.
Hey, King, what's going on? You'll see soon enough. Go ahead and land on Pittsburgh. I'll meet you on the surface.
Alrighty. So, we're going to first visible landing that we're going to be doing. So now we have reached what is known as Pilot Level 1. As it says, I can purchase more advanced equipment and more advanced ships. Ships and weapons and whatnot have, well, weapons and equipment and whatnot have certain class levels. The higher the class level, the more effective it is. Classes are 1 through 10, although generally level 10 equipment is very, very rare, to the point where I'm not sure you can actually buy anything that's level 10. You can usually find it somewhere. There are shipwrecks and whatnot that will have bits of equipment and cargo that you can find and take over. But generally, I don't believe you can actually purchase any level 10 equipment. Not something I personally agreed with, but yeah, it allows more higher level of missions, non-campaign missions that allow you to earn more cash. And it allows you to purchase better ships. We'll get into ships in a little bit.
Roger that. Your request to land is granted. Proceed to land.
After all, I don't think this is a spoiler or anything, but we're not done yet. We're still on the first mission.